No place like home. Ron Washington, Bud Black. Black welcoming the American League defending champions. And Carlos Quentin ready to put that power swing and test the long-distance range of Petco Park against the Texas Rangers. Adrian Beltre with Josh Hamilton out of the lineup. He'll hit cleanup tonight. He's the second-best hitter against right-handed pitching in the American League. Watch out for Beltre, and he's got a supporting cast that is awesome. Beautiful Petco Park, the scene on this Monday night. First of a three-game series. Interleague action continues. The Texas Rangers and the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone. Mark Grant, Dick Henberg, good to be home. Good to be home. And the Texas Rangers are going to bring a real test to Padre pitching. They grow things big. They like to think big in Texas, and they hit big. These Rangers do.
Firepower through and through. And even though Josh Hamilton is not in the lineup, they still can put the ball in the ballpark. There's a reason why they're first in average, runs, hits, stolen bases, RBIs, slugging, and on-base percentage. It's just not the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Texas Rangers. When you have a hitter in the lineup like Mike Napoli hitting 7th, 11 home runs and 29 RBIs as a catcher, hitting 7th in the lineup, that's telling you something. It gives shivers. It's a nightmare for opposing pitchers.
And that pitcher tonight for the Padres is Jason Marquis, the veteran, who is one of the many that have been called up to fill the void by those three starters that were lost to the DL for the Padres going back to spring training. A terrific outing in Seattle, a 1-0 win, and Marquis was outstanding.
I think Jason Marquis just has to stick to his game plan, what he did the last two times out. He kept his ball club in the ball game, 6 solid innings. If he keeps the ball in the ballpark, he's a sinker and slider type pitcher. Here at Petco Park, he can go maybe 7 innings tonight and help this Padre team win the first game of the series.
Well, the Padres may not have the power of the Rangers, but they're not afraid to get dirty. They showed that in Oakland. They'll hit the dirt. There's the winning run. Forsythe, yonder. He made a slide and a catch. Oh, my, what a play. The Padres, time to mess up with the American League champs, the Rangers in town. And welcome to Petco Park, backpack night, and a good turnout for a Monday evening to welcome the Padres home from their winning road trip, the first of the season, 5-4 in their 9 games away from San Diego. And fans still coming in to see these Texas Rangers. Ron Washington's team. Washington now in his 6th season, 2-time American League defending champions. And here they are as they'll hit tonight, and they've got some good ones. Starting with Ian Kinsler leading off, a leadoff man with 7 home runs that matches the Padres' best. Elvis Andrus second. Michael Young, a terrific hitter. Adrian Beltre over 309 on the season. Nelson Cruz hits 5th. David Murphy 6th. Mike Napoli, the catcher, plenty of power there in the 7th spot. Leonys Martin just called up. Will bat 8th and play in center field, and Matt Harrison, the pitcher. So 2 things going for the Padres here. One, Josh Hamilton, a superstar, not in the starting lineup, but is available and would probably be used as a pinch hitter. And the other is, at home here against American League team, no DH. So that takes another bat out of the lineup for Texas. Josh Hamilton off to that April-May start that was just out of this planet.
Yeah, he's a showstopper. Every time he comes up to the plate, everybody stops and watches the left-handed hitter with his power try to work his magic. But like Mark Sweeney said in the pregame show, these guys aren't robots. They can be pitched to. They have swung and missed before. They have made outs. And it's the job of Jason Marquis tonight to do just that.
So we're set to go on a perfect baseball night. Plenty of blue sky overhead as Ian Kinsler steps in. He'll be 30 years of age this coming Friday against Jason Marquis, the 33-year-old veteran from Staten Island, New York. Mark Wegner calling the balls and strikes. Bell, Knight, and Winters from first around to third on the bases. Kinsler settles in, middle of the batter's box. Marquis' first pitch of the game is in for a strike. 89 miles an hour on the fastball. Kinsler, 274. Doesn't sound brilliant, but he has been. He leads the American League in runs scored and in doubles. There's a 2-seamer in there, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, right out of the gate, Jason Marquis got good movement, pounding the strike zone, tough hitter. Offense for the Texas Rangers can hit all over the field, and in this particular case, having Kinsler going the opposite way in the outfield.
Kinsler, a 30-30 man, 30 home runs, 30 steals 2 times in his career, and he just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Played his college ball at Arizona State, at Central Arizona, and at Missouri.
Yeah, I would say Ian Kinsler, a late bloomer. One of those kids that went to college and learned his skills and then finally matured, and good big league player.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A slider gets him. Good start for Marquis. And that brings up the shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
Sliders down and away, coming back to 2-seamer. Well, this ball is away, but it breaks the other way. And Kinsler is totally fooled. No contact on that one. A great start for Jason Marquis.
23-year-old Venezuelan Andrus. Terrific base stealer. Hitting right at the 300 mark. He's one of the table setters. He and Kinsler for Josh Hamilton and Beltre and the bunch. On the outside corner.
And I got to be honest with you. How cool is it to have a first name Elvis? I think that is so cool. Good for him.
I guess Elvis Grant just didn't work for your folks back in Illinois.
Didn't have that ring to it. No. I'll tell you who's king right now, though. Jason Marquis looking pretty good throwing strikes.
Yeah, Marquis has a name of royalty. Why not be king? 0-2 to Andrus. Just missed away. Trying to pinpoint that fastball on the outside corner.
And that's a good sign, I think, because Marquis didn't want to give him too fat of a pitch.
Andrus is the number 8 hitter in the American League away from home. Takes inside 2-2. He's hitting .313 on the road this year.
You can see by our Fox tracks, brought to you by my good friends at Southland Technology, where the balls and strikes are. Marquis working out, working in. Probably a slider down and away here.
Too much down and away in the dirt. So the count full from 0-2. On deck is Michael Young. No soft spots in this Texas Ranger lineup. You're going to have to earn your way through it.
Yeah, no breathing room. Good point.
Off the head of the bat. That's a tough play. And Marista can't make it. That ball cued off the head of the bat of Andrus with a lot of English on it. And Amarista trying to catch a rabbit out there on the infield.
I'm wondering if Alexi was caught in between, thinking, should I glove it or barehand it? No, he had it gloved the whole way. And it looks like if he feels it cleanly, there's a good chance that they get Andrus.
He couldn't have dragged the bunt much better.
Yeah.
Well, he just couldn't make the transfer cleanly. So they credit Andrus with a base hit. And unfortunately for Marquis, makes a good pitch, fools the hitter, and the hitter is safe at first base. Here's Michael Young.
And it's a shame because there goes the no-hitter.
Again?
Oh, well.
One of these days, the Padres.
Hey, we're just looking for a W, right?
Young has faced Marquis before. He's 3 for 6. Andrus goes. Throw by Hundley. Not in time. Andrus has his 13th stolen base, leading the Rangers.
A long set from Marquis, hoping that Andrus was going to maybe show his hand and leave a little early so he could throw over. The throw is on the shortstop side of second base. You see, Amarista has to reach all the way across and come back all the way down. That's the key. That's the difference in being out and safe.
But for Hundley, he would have had to throw the ball right on the edge of the bag to get Andrus. It wasn't that bad a throw, but it would have had to be perfect. Oh, they let him get a big lead off second. The ball is grounded sharply to shortstop Cabrera, and Michael Young is out 6-3. 2 away as we check the San Diego defense. Patrolling Petco's Outer Gardens, Quentin, Maben, and Denorfia. Headley, Cabrera, Amarista, and Guzman on the infield. Nick Hundley handling Jason Marquis' offerings. 2 gone. Andrus at second for cleanup hitter tonight, Adrian Beltre. The dean of faculty, Bud Black, very serious look there. Outside, ball 1. Beltre against Marquis is 7 for 16 with a home run, a .438 average in their previous meetings. First base open, 2-0.
You know, like the pitching staff tonight for the Padres, no letting up, no breathing room, right, against this offensive lineup for the Texas Rangers. Never letting up is manager Bud Black, no matter who you're playing. You got a team to manage. You got to worry about your players, where to position them, push the right buttons. Never time off when you're skipper.
Three and 0. Might be pitching around Beltre, although no easy out to follow. Nelson Cruz, although Cruz does strike out a lot. 71 times, in fact. He's up among the major league leaders. On the outside corner, barely.
He's got tremendous movement of that two-seam fastball. Well, Clayton Richard, the big key was ground balls his last 2 starts. That's what Jason Marquis needs to do. Down in the zone and a lot of grounders.
Ball 4. So 2 on, 2 out here in the first inning as the Rangers threaten. Time for the Farmers Insurance report card. Presented by Farmers Insurance. The most innings scoring at least 5 runs in a season. 15 times the The Rangers have had big innings. 15 times they've scored at least 5 in an inning.
That's backing up third base quite a bit and reaching for the baseball from the umpire quite a bit as well after them leaving the yard.
Padres have had 3 of those. 5 innings or more. 5 runs or more in an inning. Nelson Cruz, big star in the playoffs last year when he hit 8 home runs in the playoffs. 31, Dominican Republic. In the last 3 years, he's accumulated, prior to this season, 84 home runs. He's got 9 this season.
Looks like Jason Marquis trying to go away. Go on the inside part of the plate to righties for effect. He set up Ian Kinsler very nicely with that strikeout to lead off the game.
Andrews off second with the infield hit. Beltre with a walk. Leads at first. 2-0 the count. Gets a call there.
Thank you.
Well, in the win Tuesday night up in Seattle, 6 1/3 innings without allowing a run in the 1-0 victory. Yonder Alonso's solo home run, the only run scored. Chop to third, foul. So the count levels at 2-2.
I think another key for any pitcher against this offense, if you're going to miss down. I mean, way down. You miss something up. There's been a couple of pitches this inning where Jason Marquis has gotten away with a couple, especially breaking balls. That was one there, that last pitch.
Two on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. In the dirt. So that'll give the 2 runners a jump start on the next delivery. David Murphy, the left fielder, is on deck.
I'm guessing breaking ball away.
Over but low, a slider, and the bases are loaded. An infield hit and 2 walks, and the Rangers threaten here in the top of the first inning. There's our Alexis keys to the game, Mark Grant.
Well, the first key is no biggie. We talked about the 5 runs an inning. The Rangers lead in that category. The most innings scored 5 runs or more. And everything's bigger in San Diego. Everybody says, oh, everything's bigger in Texas, right? Well, we've got something big here in San Diego, and it's called Petco Park. We're just going to have to see how the power of the Rangers adapts to the confines of Petco Park. And if Jason Marquis can keep the ball in the yard, especially this inning, I like his chances.
Murphy has 7 home runs. 275 is average. Played his college ball in Texas at Baylor.
And all of a sudden, tough fight in the strike zone for Marquis.
Now it is a nervous time for the Padres in this first inning with the bases loaded, a infield scratch hit and a couple of walks, and he falls behind Murphy 2-0. Murphy's in the catbird seat on this pitch.
Yeah, this is where the outfielders kind of maybe stretch those legs a little bit. You never know, that ball's going to be hit your way. Just got to be ready.
Chops it foul at the plate. A fastball.
A 2-seamer away, good pitch. Actually, I think Murphy swung at ball 3.
I do too.
That ball had tremendous movement on it away from the plate.
Bases loaded, a .352 hitter. Back up the middle. Eyes into center field. The Rangers score 2. A seeing eye single off the bat of Murphy. And it's a 2-0 Ranger lead. Well, they haven't hit it hard yet. They already have 2 on the board, and they're still going. Mike Napoli comes up.
And with 2 outs, everybody is up and running on contact just out of the reach of Everett Cabrera. And as I mentioned in the pregame show, it's just not the 2, 3, 4 hitters. It's down the bottom of the order for these Rangers as well. David Murphy played a little pepper up the center of the diamond and driving in 2. And all of a sudden, Jason Marquis having difficulty finding the strike zone.
So 2 on with 2 out to Mike Napoli. 11 home runs for the big guy, catcher, first baseman, DH. And a first pitch strike to him. Next delivery from Marquis will be his 30th of this opening inning.
You know, he made a good pitch. He got his ground ball. It just happened to find the middle of the diamond.
Oh, and 2. Napoli is a strikeout hitter, 62 strikeouts. Had quite a World Series, 10 RBIs, a couple off the World Series record.
Yeah, if they win that World Series, he's the MVP, is he not?
I would think so. Runner goes, swung on and missed, strike 3. A slider gets Napoli, but an ugly inning to start for Marquis. 2 runs on 2 hits. Padres baseball brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Wells Fargo, together we'll go far. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Rangers get 2 against Bud Black's Padres in the first inning, and they're so talented, that hitting lineup. You have to pitch so carefully. You walk men, a couple of walks, a scratch single, and a seeing eye, base hit to center, and suddenly without swinging the bat yourself, you're down 2-0 against one of the top pitchers in the American League, Matt Harrison, 8-3, and he's on a string of scoreless innings, 16 in the third, the last 2 outings against San Francisco and Arizona without allowing a run. Chris Tenorfia, 9-game hitting streak. 1-1.
Yeah, this left-hander pounds the zone. When he's on his ball game, he's going to get a lot of ground balls. Works quickly.
Up the middle, out over second, and Tenorfia opens the Padre first with a base hit. Perfectly aimed right over the bag at second base. Here's the lineup for the Padres. Denorfia now with of those that have significant at bats, the best batting average at 282. Then Maben and Headley. Carlos Quentin appearing now in his 17th game of the season. Guzman hoping to add muscle to Quentin's strength. Then Cabrera batting 6th. Hundley in a slump 7th. Amaristo 8th. And Marquis, a good hitting pitcher, bats 9th. You saw that statistic earlier. Harrison, his best pitching has been on the road. Maben swings and misses. He's won for the last 17, Cameron. That's the bad news for the Padres. He's done his best work on the road. A 6-1 record. The good news is right-handed batters. Whoop, that might be a balk. Someone shot it out from the Padre dugout.
I think you're right, Dick. Somebody saw something in the delivery of Harrison, yelled at, and then all of a sudden the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner, calls time. Harrison does not have the best move to first base, but he has a quick move, and he is also quick to the plate. So he can shut down the running game as well.
The good news in terms of Harrison's performance thus far this year against left-handed hitters, 160. So what does Bud Black do? Loads up his lineup with right-handed hitters. He's giving up a 300+ average to those that hit from the right side. 2 balls and a strike to Maben. Up the middle, into center field. Denorfia will hold at second base as Martin hustles the ball in. So a couple of singles right up the middle from Denorfia and Maben to get the Padres going here in the first inning.
We mentioned that's part of the game for Harrison, ground balls, but the Padres have eyes in this first inning. This one hit more sharply, and the ball hit the mound. I thought that Andrus was going to have a better chance of getting that because it hung up there. He's very athletic at shortstop. You're going to see some circus catches maybe out there at short with that kid out there.
Hey, these two teams last night must have been reading your book, the ground ball to center field. We've seen 3 of them already squeak up the middle. 2-run single by Murphy in the top half of the inning, and Denorfia and Maben's base hits right back over the bag at second base.
One of my favorite plays, that grounder to center fielder. I also like the line shot to the gap.
You like that one?
Like
Is that in your first or second chapter?
That's my next novel. Yeah, I got to sell the first one first.
Right. Yeah. It
probably
would help if you had a few more pages in that first one.
I've got more pictures than words in that book.
I like that. Headley batting right-handed. His average 261 overall. Foul tip and the count 0-2. That was the slider. Headley hitting right-handed, batting 269. Not much difference from either side. 256 hitting lefty. Inside. Harrison has an unusual move. Just as he's delivering the ball, it almost looks like he's spikes have caught on the rubbery. He has a little jerky move. Yeah,
it causes a little bit of deception as well, I would guess, for a hitter.
Low again, 2-2.
Yeah, he's really not smooth once he starts to drive that body and his hips forward. Okay, leg is up, starts to go down, and then right there he kicks. You're right, Dick. He kicks that front leg almost like towards the third baseline, and that's what makes it herky-jerky. Nice pickup there, Professor. Pitching coach.
The jerky part of it, I've always been well acclimated. 2-2 now to Headley, and move back to check on the runner Denorfia behind him. Maben at first, no one out. 2 runs in for Texas, top of the first inning, and the Padres trying to answer as they return home to Petco. Carlos Quentin is on deck. That ball is hit well to center field. Martin going back, and it's off the wall. Maben almost passed DeNorfia and now has to hold at third. That was close out at second base. Maben almost ran himself out had he passed the runner preceding him, DeNorfia. But the ball off the 396 sign, a double by Headley, and the Padres pulled a 2-1, still no one out, and runners at second and third.
This ball was about 8 to 10 inches from going out of the ball yard. Watch where this ball hits off the center field wall. Very close.
Headley.
But you're right, Dick. They had to hold up because if that ball's caught, everybody's got to go back and tag.
Maben was already around second base. That was close. So Maben holds at third. Tying run at third, no one out, and Carlos Quentin up with a couple of men aboard. 3 consecutive hits off Harrison. All 3 within a space of about 20 feet if you draw a line from home plate to center field. Yep. All 3 right up the middle. 2 singles and a double. High fly ball. Let's see if this is deep enough. Martin coming in. No, this is going to be too easy as Maben bluffs, and the throw would have been waiting for him. Well, Quentin unable to get the tying run home, and that'll bring up Jesus Guzman.
Under it just a little bit too much. Martin did a great job of camping underneath that fly ball and then charging it in a one hopper to Napoli. You talk about good, fundamentally sound baseball there. We just saw it in Martin.
Kid just in his second game since being called up. Second and third, one out now to Guzman. 0-1. Playing first base tonight, Guzman. Yonder Alonso against a very tough left-handed pitcher. We told you that he just eats up left-handed hitters, given the night off. There's that little hesitation kick on the delivery again by Matt Harrison, who's 26 years of age. Native of North Carolina, Creedmoor, North Carolina. Slow curveball drops into the zone. 2-1.
Well, the 2 innings for Matt Harrison, where he's given up the most runs, is the first and the fourth. Over the course of the year, 9 runs in the first inning, now make it 10. And in the fourth, 12 runs. And there's 2 more Ducks out there.
In the dirt, first base open, 3-1. And Cabrera on deck. It is interesting that on the season, Guzman has 1 home run, and Everett Cabrera, a line drive hitter, has 2. But Guzman, reputation of being tough on lefties. High strike. According to Fox Tracks, was in there.
Going to have to keep an eye on that call tonight. Jason Marquis threw a couple of high fastballs that weren't called. I think that's a strike. That's a legitimate strike. Let's see if Mark Wegner is consistent with that call. No problem with that pitch there.
Full count.
Breaking ball here.
Struck him out. I hate to put the needle on that old record and play it again. No one out, man at third. 1 out, man at third. Padres just unable to bring in runs on outs. So it's up to Everett Cabrera. A .250 hitter. 208 from the right side. Much better from the left side this year. 264. That was an interesting at bat for Guzman. He had to count 3-0. And Harrison able to rally. The 3-1 pitch Guzman thought was ball 4, but it certainly looked like a strike on Fox Tracks. Right in there, 1-1. 92 with the fastball. Well, these Rangers started where they left off last year in terms of the regular season. They were 15-4 in their first 19 games. Looked as if they're going to run away, but they've cooled off since. Check swing, and it's 2-1, the curveball. They're 25-23 since that fabulous start, 15-4 in April.
And both pitchers, a lot of work here in the first inning. Marquis had 31. Harrison now up to 23.
Change up, and it's 2-2 on Cabrera.
That's some pitching right there, folks. Breaking ball to get Guzman, swinging curveball, and then going the other way to the right-handed hitter. Change up. Great arm action from the lefty Harrison.
Second and third, 2 out. 2-2 the count. Number 2, Everett Cabrera. Denorfia and Maven with singles. Chase Headley a double off the center field fence to drive in the run. 3 straight hits with no one out. That one bounces in, a changeup. Full count to Cabrera. Should he successfully reach? Nick Hundley's on deck.
So what did he do to Guzman, right? First base was open. Same situation. Flipped up a curveball, right? Guarantee you he's not going to throw him a fastball here. In fact, I'll bet you $1.
No, that's illegal. Ground ball up the middle, but this one's in the range of Andrews. Throws him out. The Padres get one. That's the good news. The bad news is, with no one out, they had men at second and third and couldn't tie it up.
Soft spot in their lineup when they have all their guys in there. They have one big guy out of there today. But we know one thing, he's looming over there. He took batting practice today early. He's looming. He's a good one. But you got to make pitches. You got to keep the ball down. You got to keep it out of the middle of the plate. And there's no soft spot.
Bud Black analyzing this high octane lineup for Texas without Josh Hamilton, still imposing. That was our Geico quote of the game from the skipper. Strike to Leonis Martin, 24-year-old, defected from Cuba. It's his second pro season. In one season, he went all the way through the minor league system of Texas, and here he is with the big club. Had a couple of at-bats last year in September. Hits that one into right center field, and that's up the alley. Maven trying to cut it off before it gets to the track. Does. And Martin will have to hold it second with a double. First hit of the year. He was 0 for 3 in his first game.
Well, you talk about being knock-kneed. Everybody has their own little mechanism that keeps them back, whether it's a pitcher, whether it's a hitter. Well, remember Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? She clicked her heels together, right? There's no place like home. Well, I'll tell you what. Martin clicks his knees together and says, hey, there's nothing like a double.
On the road.
Yeah. Good-looking player.
Look at Guzman. He's going to go up and shake hands with the pitcher who fouls it away. Matt Harrison, 3 at-bats in his last outing.
And with interleague play, American League pitchers, they'll go out for batting practice. They'll try hitting behind the runner. They'll try bunting, slash bunting, butcher boy, whatever you want to call it. This might be an advantage of the Padres with the Texas Ranger pitchers not being able to put the bunt down.
Bunts right through that delivery. As you saw, he's 0 for 14 overall, 0 for 3 this year. Yeah, by the looks of those first 2 efforts, Ron Washington might just say, hey, go ahead and take a chop at it. No. Washington in his 6th season, just turned 60 years of age, native of New Orleans. Pretty good pitch. 2-2.
Harrison trying to draw in Chase Headley with that bunt on the third baseline to give a free pass for Martin. So that's why Marquis, if the bunt's down the third baseline, he's got to bust his tail over the third baseline.
Bunted foul, strike 3. Third strikeout for Jason Marquis. And a reminder, coming up on Friday night, the Ultimate Cookout presented by Verizon here at Petco Park. You can enjoy Jones Brothers Mississippi barbecue and some of the best barbecue in all of San Diego. It'll start at 5 o'clock in the evening on Friday. Stick around after the Padres Mariners game at 7:05 for a post-game fireworks show. Get your tickets at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Kinsler struck out the first time up. Ball 1, a changeup. That's a strike. Well, tomorrow night, don't forget, we're going to have that wonderful documentary on catching, all the insides, all the subtleties, the nuances, the demands of that catcher's position. And Brad Ausmus, one of the best, 3-time Gold Glove winner, is going to join us in the booth throughout the course of the game. That'll be the theme of our entire telecast, appreciating the talent of the baseball catcher.
Yeah, that's going to be some great insight. Here's some of the stories, which goes on behind home plate. Visits on the mound, talking to the hitters.
And depending on which catcher starts, the other catcher, I guess he's going to be mic'd up and we'll be able to talk to, let's say if Hundley is catching, then Baker will be on camera. Brad Ausmus in the box with Josh Burns, general manager.
There's number 51 right there, Trevor Hoffman.
They're going over the hitters.
Trevor's like, okay, we're going to start this guy off with a changeup. Then I'm going to waste a fastball up and away.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Kinsler strikes out for the second time, and that's 4 punch outs for Marquis in 2 innings.
He's really had a great approach and a great sequence, Jason Marquis, against Kinsler.
And mark this one up for Jason Marquis. That is number 1,000 in his career. 1,000th career strikeout. And they're going to just take a little delay now to make sure that they keep the right ball.
Good for him.
That says something, to strike out 1,000.
Absolutely. You win over 100 games in the big leagues. You strike out 1,000. That's a great career in the big leagues, as far as I'm concerned. Couldn't happen to a better egg, also. Love Jason Marquis.
13th year in the big leagues, 8 different teams. And that ball will go into a safe spot. So 2 out now. Strikeouts of Harrison and Kinsler. Elvis Andrus cued one past the mound. Alexi Amarista could not field it cleanly enough. It was ruled an infield hit, a very tough play. And that helped set up along with a couple of walks, the 2-run single by David Murphy that gave the Rangers an early lead, 2-0. Runner goes to third. Hundley's throw, he had a double clutch, no chance, and Headley a good job of keeping that throw out of left field. Martin stolen base.
Got a great jump, and you can see the double clutch, like you said, from Hundley. Could not find the handle. Oh, Chase Headley, it looked like his left foot was in front of the bag. He got clipped a little bit there.
Two outs, Martin at third, a 2-1 game, Texas in front. High strike. Andrews questioning the call. That's Martin's first major league stolen base. Breaking ball just off the edge. Slider. 2-2. With Michael Young on deck. 47 pitches already for Marquis.
Yeah, 47 pitches in 5 innings is one thing, but 47 pitches in the second inning, that's quite the workload.
Martin down the line at third. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Marquis in 2 innings. And amongst them tonight, number 1,000. It's 2-1 Texas. Backpack giveaway. And the fans treated to some early action. 2-1 Texas. Marquis striking out 5 batters in the first 2 innings. Hundley hits a fly ball on the first pitch to center field. Martin there to gather it. 1 out. Well, Andrew Kastner, as you know, one start in Milwaukee, then to San Antonio to try to stretch out potential as a starting pitcher. Layla, how's he doing?
He did really well tonight, Dick Enberg, in his start against the Corpus Christi Hooks. Cashner threw 75 pitches, 54 of them for strikes, 5 innings, 3 hits, just 1 earned run, and how about 9 strikeouts as he continues to make that transition to a starting pitcher's role. Looked pretty good tonight. Guys up there in the booth, you like those numbers, don't you, Mark Grant, as he tries to make that transition?
Absolutely, Layla. Nice work, and that's a good day in Double-A for Andrew Cashner. Good for him.
Amarista, the only left-handed hitter among the regulars in the lineup tonight, hitting 193 overall.
I like the no walks for Andrew Cashner in those 5 innings. I mean, hey, it's Double-A, but still, you still have to make good pitches.
Strike zone's the same.
Yeah, so good for him.
And 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. That means 3 full innings are nothing but strikeouts. Chip foul.
That'd be nice to get Andrew Cashner up to 90 pitches, 100 pitches. I mean, he's strong as a horse.
Ground ball backhanded at third by Beltre. The long throw across as Beltre took an extra base hit away from Amarista. 2 gone here in the second.
Well, he makes it look easy, doesn't he? Adrian Beltre, 32 years old, goes to his right. I've done this before. Flips it over with accuracy. Hard to believe that he's 32 years old. He's been around since like 1956, hasn't he?
Just maybe 58.
My goodness, what a great player.
He is. Jason Marquis. And line drive, base hit. I told you, this man can swing the bat. He's 2 for 3 as a Padre. And for Matt Harrison, who has the reputation of being so tough on left-handed batters, a 160 average, gives up a base hit to the left-handed hitting opposing pitcher.
Nice looking swing on the Exmo. Fights off a fastball from Harrison. And as you mentioned, lefty on lefty. Nice night so far for Jason Marquis. 1,000th career strikeout on the mound and a big league knock to turn that lineup over.
Chris Denorfia opened the first inning with a single to center and scored the Padre run on Chase Headley's double. Breaking ball inside. Base hit, extending his streak to 10 in a row, is career high. Change up. 1-1. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea, watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome our men and women serving in the military around the world to baseball from San Diego and Petco Park. And so many of you, of course, have, through your careers in the military, have come through our fine city.
Absolutely.
We hope you're a Padre fan. If not, we hope you're a Rangers fan.
Yeah, just so you're a baseball fan, getting a chance to take 2 or 3 hours out of your day and enjoy a big league ball game. Check out the salad on that guy.
Well, that wouldn't pass military, would it? Ground ball by Denorfia to the left side. Shortstop Andrews across for the out. And the Padres gone in the second. We go to the third. Texas in front 2-1. Reminder, the best in baseball, American and National League All-Stars in Kansas City. July 10th for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And you'll see it all right here on Fox Sports, 4:30 Pacific Time on the West Coast. The 2012 All-Star Game, and of course, that has considerable meaning in that the winner then, the winning side, American or National League, will have the home field advantage to start the World Series. That mean-looking customer out there, Sirius Mark Kotze. He's got clubs everywhere.
Yeah, he's got his game face on that picture, and there's a Kotze's corner here at Petco Park, which I like to see.
Michael Young, then Adrian Beltre and Nelson Cruz to hit for the Rangers in the top of the third. Young grounded sharply to shortstop his first at bat. 303 lifetime hitter. Takes it outside, ball one. Well, big news here in San Diego today. The big announcement of LaDainian Tomlinson's retirement from the National Football League. Ground ball again, deep at short. Cabrera, the long throw, just in time. A couple of well-hit balls by Young, but he couldn't get it away from the glove of Cabrera there at short. LT, 11 years in the NFL, 9 of those starring in the backfield for the San Diego Chargers. 145 rushing touchdowns in his great career, second only to Emmitt Smith. He announced he signed a one-day contract with the Chargers today and then announced his retirement. Terrific player, terrific person.
Just amazes me how a player, any player in the NFL plays that long, just getting beat up week after week after week.
And he was quick to credit in his thank yous to everyone, the training staff and medical staff of the Chargers. He did not have surgery in his 11 years in the NFL.
Wow.
Foul tip and into the glove of Hundley. 0-2. Thanks for the memories. The sports front page here of the Union Tribune.
That number's got to be retired someday, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Well, 5 years from now, we'll be cheering him in the
Canton, right?
ceremonies for the National Football League Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. 0-2 to Beltre. High fly ball into shallow right. Denorfia waiting for it to come out of the night. 2 away.
Oh, a big out for Jason Marquis, and it all started with a two-seamer away, trying to peck away. That one was in the dirt. You think Beltre's a little froggy? He missed one there. The last 2 pitches, my goodness, very hittable. Worked underneath the breaking ball. That was a hanger.
2 out to Nelson Cruz, one of the 2 men who walked in the first inning. Takes inside. First of a 3-game series. Tomorrow night, Edinson Volquez for the Padres against Scott Feldman of the Rangers, who's 0-6. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 89 on that heater. 6:30. 6 o'clock, actually. We have the 1-hour Padre Live show. Home games. So 6 o'clock for Padre Live. Back to the mound. Marquis has a 1-2-3 third inning. Padres have Maven, Headley, and Quinton coming up in their half of the third. To pay tribute to the men and women who bravely serve our country. Visit for Fox SportsSanDiego.com/ for the troops. And why don't you submit a photo and a special message about your favorite military personnel. Fox Sports San Diego may share your story online. It's all for the troops. Maben leading off, hammers one deep down the right field side out of play. He singled in the first inning. The Padres put together 3 consecutive hits off starter Harrison to open their first. Denorfia and Maben with the singles, and Headley doubled off the center field fence to make it 2-1. But with runners at second and third, Matt Harrison shut the door and denied a tying out. Down the right field line again and slicing just wide of the foul pole.
Got the right idea against the left-handed Harrison.
Inside with a running fastball, 94 on that one.
Yeah, he can get up there 95, 96 on the fastball. He's probably going to live around 93, 94. But he counters. Maybe he's trying to go that way, trying to pound it in.
Broken bat, fly ball into shallow left. Murphy coming in, going out as Andrews to make the play. 1 out to Chase Headley.
Snappage, fastball in. He doubled up. First time was in off the plate for effect. Second time was for effect, all right. Getting in the kitchen and breaking his bat.
That's why your mother always told you, don't bring the bat in the kitchen. That's for outside.
I spent too much time in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's really the gathering spot in any household, isn't
Sure.
it? Yeah, wherever mom is. Headley tied up on that fastball first, and then a slider in on the hands. 0-2. Headley doubled off the center field wall to knock in the Padre run. His 32nd RBI. He leads the team. Limited sample, 6 for 12, but not this time. Down he goes. Second strikeout for Harrison.
Harrison's got it working. He is pounding the strikes with the fastball, the slider, and he finishes off Headley with the curveball down and in.
Here's Carlos Quinton. Fly to center field. Shallow in center. Not deep enough to get the tying run in the first inning. Padres acquired him from the White Sox in the offseason. Missed the first 2 months of the year on the disabled list with knee surgery, but once he's reported, he's brought some heavy-duty sock to the lineup. In his 16 games, 6 doubles and 6 home runs and an .865 slugging percentage. 2-0. Nothing close to a strike so far.
That's who he wants to face right there, don't you think?
Guzman spins a strike. 3-1.
Curveball.
Up high, and Quinton is aboard with 2 outs. The tying run. First walk from Matt Harrison. Harrison, World Series, a couple of starts. In fact, he started Game 7, you might recall. Did not have his best effort in the World Series and had to sleep on that all season long, off season. As did the Rangers, who were twice 1 strike away from being World Series champions against the Cardinals in Game 6. But with this lineup and the support of the Rangers, tough to bet against them making it to the series again this year. Waved at it, missed. Change up. So Guzman, who struck out the first time after he had worked the count 3-0, falls behind 0-2. That's the pitch that struck him out his last at bat. 2-1. Texas leads. We're in the bottom of the third. 2 out. Quinton with a walk at first base. Ground ball right side. Kinsler over to Young. After 3 at Petco. 2-1 Texas.
Park here for the Saquon Daycation strikeout highlight. Jason Marquis struggled in the first inning, but got his stuff back with the breaking ball. Has done a nice job since the first inning. Nice job by Jason Marquis getting into his strikeout form.
All right, thank you, Mark Sweeney. Down at the dugout level as we go to the top of the 4th inning. The Rangers in front 2-1. David Murphy, Mike Napoli, and then Leonis Martin to face Marquis in the 4th. Marquis has retired the last 6 in order. Murphy, that 2-run single up the middle in the first inning to give the Rangers the early lead that they now hold at 2-1. Marquis jumps in front with a slider. 0-1-2.
Rooting for the Padres. Just want to see some action.
That's how you follow through.
Be a third base coach. Wind him around. Send him home. Good pitch.
On the inside corner. 3 pitches, and Jason Marquis has his 6th strikeout of the game.
2-seamer down and in to Murphy, and he's got frozen pizza. Nice location. Right at the knees. Not even offering at it. All night long, Jason Marquis has had good location and good movement on that 2-seam fastball.
Napoli struck out swinging his first at bat. Looks at a fastball strike. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock game, 6 o'clock for Padres Live. Volquez against Feldman, and then afternoon action on Wednesday, 3:30 game, 2:30 for Padre Live. Anthony Bass against Yu Darvish. Highly publicized acquisition from Japan by the Rangers, who has lived up to all the notices. He's 8-4. Swung on and missed a slider.
Yeah, you talk about all the hype for Yu Darvish. He has certainly answered that bell, has he not?
So I'm in the very first outing as a Ranger in spring training against the Padres. And they were oohing and ahhing right from the very get-go. After the game, he said modestly, yeah, I have around 8 pitches. 2-2 now to Napoli. Struck him out. Oh, Marquis on a strikeout rampage. That's 7.
Well, the two-seamer is starting to bite a little more. The slider has better tilt to it. But Napoli way out in front of that one. Good tight rotation, hence the late break. And you've got your 7th strikeout of the night.
Brings up Leonys Martin, double to right center for his first hit of this big league season. Pops it up. Headley comes down from third and calls. 9 in a row retired by Jason Marquis. Middle of the 4th. 3-2 Texas. AT&T trivia question for this Monday night in San Diego, and here it is. 4 players with 400 career homers played in the same game for the first time in Major League history on this date in 2002. So there's your clue, 2002. How many of the 4 players can you name? And we can give you a hint, right? That it was the Cubs and the Rangers playing in that game.
I've got 2. I'm stuck on the other 2.
Last of the 4th, Matt Harrison goes to work. Everett Cabrera starts it for the Padres, followed by Hundley and Amarista. First pitch strike. Harrison has been the road warrior, 6 road wins of his 8 victories, and he's won his last 4 away from Arlington. Outside, taken, 2-1. That one catches the outside corner, a tailing fastball. 2-2.
Well, Mark Sweeney, how does Harrison look from your vantage point down there?
You know, Mark, he's changing speeds with his windup. That's what's impressive about it. Even with the slide step, modifying it with 2 strikes. He's done a lot of different things as a pitcher, just making it uncomfortable timing-wise for these hitters.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned early in the ball game with his delivery when there was a runner on first base. He doesn't have the best move, but he's quick to first base and he's quick to the plate. As we take a look at pitching coach for the Rangers, Mike Maddox.
Shot to second. Kinsler able to body it and throw out Cabrera. Kinsler stays in front of the ball and completes the 4-3 putout for the first out in the 4th.
Key to that play for Kinsler, don't panic. As you mentioned, Dick, get in front of that baseball, take it off the chest, take it off the glove, make sure it lands in front of you. You've got plenty of time on a sharply hit baseball to throw the runner out.
Nick Hundley steps up. Hundley in the throes of a 3 for 33 drought. But Clayton Richard in working a terrific game. 7 shutout innings plus at Oakland for the 2-1 win yesterday. High in praise of Hundley's game calling. 5-3, 2 away as Beltre takes care of his ground ball. And that brings up Amarista. And this reminder to join the Padres as we honor the men and women of the U.S. Army. That'll be this Sunday at 1:05, U.S. Army Appreciation Day, presented by USAA. After the Padres take on the Mariners at 1:05, you junior Padres get to run the bases here at Petco. So get your tickets now at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. And for you men and women listening and watching our telecast around the world, every Sunday is Military Day here at Petco Park with the Padres, saluting each branch of the armed service, and this Sunday it'll be the Army. Amarista, sharp ground ball to third, backhanded by Beltre to take care of Amarista's bid for extra bases back in the second inning. Ground ball, shortstop Andrews across to Young. 3 ground ball outs, a 1-2-3 inning thrown by Matt Harrison. It remains 2-1 Texas. One Texas lead, and time for our AT&T trivia question answer. We ask if you could name the 4 players, 400 career home runs, all played in the same game, the Cubs and Rangers 10 years ago, and here they are. Palmeiro and Gonzalez for the Rangers, Sosa and McGriff for the Cubs.
I got Palmeiro and Sosa. The other 2 couldn't get them, but that's some serious pop, huh?
All in one game.
Yeah.
Home run derby.
And very cute at the ball yard as well.
Top of the 5th. The pitcher Harrison 0 for 15. Hurlers don't get a chance to swing the lumber with the DH on the American League side. So it's kind of a thrill for these guys. They all think they're hitters. And probably going back to their high school days, they were the best hitter on their team.
And if they didn't pitch, they probably played shortstop or first base, right? Shortstop, first base. You need players in high school who can catch the ball. And usually you're going to have those players up the middle. And of course, everybody knows that the pitcher's the greatest athlete, best athlete on the team.
3 pitches, and down goes Harrison. That's the 8th strikeout for Marquis. We'll ask you about your hitting prowess in those days. But first, tomorrow night on Fox Sports San Diego, be with us for Behind the Mask, a look at what it takes to be a Major League catcher. Mark and I will be joined in the booth by former Padre catcher, 3-time Gold Glove winner Brad Ausmus, and throughout the entire evening we'll discuss the many facets, challenges of playing the catcher's position, and bring you exclusive behind-the-scenes access. We're going to wire up that night's catcher. Behind the Mask tomorrow at 6 o'clock, beginning with Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. There's so much involved. As you see John Baker, who shares the catching duties with Nick Hundley with the Padres. Swing and a miss by Kinsler, who has struck out both at bats, and Marquis running on with the strikeout total now with 8, and he's retired 10 Rangers in a row.
He has just sliced and diced Ian Kinsler tonight.
And he jumps in front at this at bat, 2 strikes.
2 seamers away, coming back the outside corner, and then sliders down and away, swinging and missing.
He and Marquis on the mound are featured in the 75th edition of Jewish Major Leaguers baseball card edition.
Nice.
He's eligible, Kinsler, to play for Israel in the World Baseball Classic next year. And Brad Ausmus, who is going to be our guest as 3-time Gold Glove winner as a catcher, talking about if there was baseball in the Olympics, that he might play for Israel.
In fact, I think Brad went over there to help out recently.
We'll get the inside on that whole process. 1-2 now to Kinsler. 1 out, top of the 5th. Marquis, who had a struggle in the first inning with a couple of walks, and that's when the Rangers scored their 2 runs, has settled down. Now just 73 pitches total. You look at Darren Balsley with manager Black. Ground ball up the middle, wide of Cabrera's reach, and Kinsler has a base hit. Well, that's been the base hit area for both teams tonight, right up the middle.
And he missed with location all night long to Kinsler. On the outside corner, 2 seamers, sliders. That one leaked middle in. He wanted to bury that one way in, didn't get it in there, and Kinsler's just too good of a hitter. Guy's a 2-time All-Star. Leads in voting in the All-Star game ahead of Robinson Cano, the Yankees.
These Rangers are dominating the voting so far, and of course Josh Hamilton is the top vote getter, 5.5 million votes already. But Kinsler leads at second base, and Beltry at third, Napoli at catcher. Nelson Cruz is one of the top 3 outfielders. It's going to be Texas night at Kansas City for the All-Star game. So the hit by Kinsler snaps the string of 10 straight outs thrown from Jason Marquis. That one misses. Andrews infield hit and a strikeout. Rangers start tonight 4 games in front of the Angels in the American League West. (2-0). Padres are 18 back of the Dodgers. Dodgers have the best record in all of baseball, leading the National League West. They're 42-25. (3-0). So with 1 out, Kinsler with a single, and now Andrews awaiting a 3-0 pitch. It was the base on balls that caused the trouble in the first inning, a couple of walks as the Rangers got 2. Timeout, no pitch. And Marquis has not walked a man since, but in the hole here, 3-0 to Andrews.
He's got such tremendous movement on his 2-seam fastball. When pitchers have that movement, you try to start hitting the corners, the ball's going to move off the plate. I think he's got such good movement, he can throw it to the heart of the plate and get a grounder.
Lays that one down the middle, 3-1.
And Mark, that's what you want to do as a hitter too. You want to look for the ball up, but you also want to look at the middle of the plate. Anything that starts on the edges usually is going off the edges. That's what Jason Marquis has to rely on.
And the higher he throws that sinker too, Mark Sweeney, you know this, the more it'll flatten out. So he's got to be really careful and aim for those knees, the heart of the plate.
Here's a perfect spot for the Rangers play a little run and hit. 3-1 the count on the hitter. Good bat control. Kinsler, an excellent base runner. He goes. Ground ball to short. They stay out of the double play by sending Kinsler as the putouts made at first base. Andrus out 6-3, 2 away. Well, the American League leaders in the balloting so far in the outfield, Hamilton way out in front, the most votes of any player. Granderson and Bautista, but Nelson Cruz is in the top 3. Then Beltre leads at third, Jeter of the Yankees at short, Kinsler, the Ranger at second, Prince Fielder of the Tigers at first, DH David Ortiz of the Red Sox, and Napoli the catcher. So it's a dominant lineup of Texas Rangers.
And the only way to watch that game is on Fox. Remember that. Tune in. Watch the Stars.
Wave and a miss. Michael Young, who has hit the ball sharply, but both times right at Cabrera at shortstop. 2 out. Kinsler at second. Grounded to Headley, and he fires across, scooped out by Guzman. And we're at the halfway mark of this one. 4.5 innings in the book. Texas 2, San Diego 1. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. And welcome back to Petco Park. Last of the 5th inning, and Jason Marquis will lead it off. He singled over the shortstop's head his first time. Dick Enberg with Mark Grant. Mark Sweeney down at the dugout level, along with Layla Rahimi. Swinging bunt, and out at first base is Marquis, who thought that first baseman Young was off the bag. And here comes Bud Black out to argue with first base umpire Wally Bell. Good hustle by the veteran Marquis up the line on that swinging bunt. Let's see if Young maintained contact. Maybe by
a little bit.
Just one spike.
Yeah, he was on.
Oh boy, that's close. Tough play for any umpire. Yeah, he got it.
It was close, like you said, but I think he had a toe on it. His foot definitely started to come off the bag as he was squeezing that baseball on the toss. Hey, that's a tough call for anybody on that one.
So Wally Bell rings up Marquis.
I like it.
One out in the fifth to DeNorfia, who has a single and a ground ball to short. There's a strike, 1-1. Curveball. Well, you fans around the country listening and around the world on American Forces Radio and television for the game, want to bring you up to date. Some of you folks far away from home, rooting for your home baseball team, wondering how they're doing. Bring you up to date on the leaders as DeNorfia 1-2. Struck him out. That's the third strikeout for Matt Harrison and brings up Cameron Maben. Well, in the American League, the Yankees, who have won 9 of their last 10, lead Baltimore by a game and a half in the East. In the American League Central, the White Sox have a game and a half edge over Cleveland going into play tonight. Texas leads by 4. The Angels in second place in the West. In the National League, one of the surprises of this baseball season, terrific start for the Washington Nationals, who are 4 games in front of Atlanta in the National League East. Maben checks a swing. It's down low. In the National League Central, Cincinnati 4 games in front of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh having a solid season, ahead of St. Louis by a game. And in the West, the Dodgers enjoy a 5-game advantage over the Giants atop the National League West. Cued, foul. Way out in front was Maben. Well, Matt Harrison has settled down, certainly, hasn't he, since that first inning when he gave up 3 straight hits to open the first. Single, double.
He's definitely found his groove. He's pounding the strike zone, working quickly. He's throwing all of his pitches as well. 4 strikes. There's a change up there.
1-2 to Maben, who has singled and popped to short.
There are the Friars out in right field.
High hopper to Kinsler, convenient bounce, and he throws him out. String of outs now for Matt Harrison. We've completed 5. First inning, Marquis, a couple of walks, an infield hit, and then the single up the middle by David Murphy in a 2-0 Texas lead. Then in the bottom of the first, 2 singles, and Chase Headley doubled off the center field wall to make it 2-1. And then both pitchers, Jason Marquis with strikeout after strikeout, including his 1,000th career strikeout. He has 8 total. And Matt Harrison the same, dominating. He's allowed only 1 hit since the first inning. We advance to the top of the 6th. Beltre starts it for the Rangers. Strike 1.
I'm going to correct myself. That ball off the wall that Headley hit, I thought it was closer to the top, actually lower third probably. I got to get my eyes checked.
Yeah, it was close though to go in the distance. It was in a way a bad break for the Padres as the ball grounded to Cabrera at short. Settles and fires for the out. Because with runners in first and second, the runner at first, Cameron Maben, even though he had advanced to second to see if that ball was going to go over the fence, Headley held only about 20 feet off the bag at second. He didn't want to be doubled up. So that jammed Maben, who has tremendous speed. Normally, Maben would have scored from first base on that hit, but had to hold up at third. And with no one out, the Padres couldn't get a ground ball or fly ball to get him home. Ball one to Nelson Cruz, who has walked and tapped back to the mound. Off the inside corner. 2-0. He brought that one a little more over the inside edge and gets the call.
I thought the previous pitch was a better pitch, and Marquis got squeezed on it.
So did Bud Black.
I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Bouncer to third. Headley across. Boy, string of outs. That's 4 ground ball outs in a row thrown by Jason Marquis. Well, here's our San Diego County Credit Union factoid for the game tonight. The Rangers are making their first appearance here at Petco Park, and now it's only the New York Yankees that have not played in this fabulous baseball facility. And here we get out to San Diego. There's so many tourist attractions. Of course, our great Balboa Park and one of the world's best zoos, and SeaWorld and the Midway aircraft carrier. But one of them should be come to Petco Park. Have a good time with us.
Don't forget to head out to Santee as well. Some nice country out there.
What's the big tourist attraction in Santee?
There's some horses, horse ranches, and rolling hills, hiking.
How about out in Alpine? What's the big tourist? I mean, you're home. I mean, I know there.
Once again, rolling hills, good scenery, horses.
2-0 misses, and 3-0 now to Murphy. The tour buses, like in Hollywood, where they go by all the stars' homes,
they're up and down my street all the time.
Are they?
It's just a pain.
Doesn't that bother you?
Yeah.
3-0, and down low, ball 4. So he walked 2 in the first inning, and that's the first walk since. As you can see, we've got a big deal here. Free hot dog, free Coke at over 20 games with the Coke value deal. Choose one of 4 seating areas at any of the designated games and receive a free Coke and a free hot dog with your game ticket. Visit Padres.com/on deck today.
Snow cones.
Summertime.
Wow, yeah, that's got summer written all over it, doesn't it?
Amazing. You get a bunch of shaved ice, something sweet, and it has color.
Yeah.
You're going big time. That's going to last for a week. 2-out walk to Murphy. Napoli has struck out both times. 1-0 the count on the heavy hitting catcher, first baseman, designated hitter. Fouls that one away. Napoli, one of those overlooked players in the draft. He wasn't selected until the 17th round by the Red Sox. Good years with the Angels, and one of the prime forces in the Rangers' success last year, going all the way to the World Series. Good stop by Hundley. 2-1 on Napoli.
Yeah, for a power hitting team and with the numbers that they have, they don't ground into too many double plays. We mentioned Oakland, the fewest grounding into double plays. Texas ranks 4th in that category, so tough to double up, even though there's 2 outs here. But that tells you something. This team is so well rounded. They stay out of double plays. They extend innings. They hit the ball out of the ballpark. They hit for average, slugging percentage, on base percentage, total bases. That's kind of hard to hold back the smiles in that dugout.
3-1 to Napoli. High strike. Oh, that's right up into his power.
Yeah, that's one he could have gave a good swing on. Just trying to find one of the little flaws in this Texas team, and it's really hard to find one.
Runners off, 3-2, fouled away. Well, the only flaw tonight for the Rangers is perhaps the best player in the entire American League is on the sidelines. Josh Hamilton, who had a stomach virus, and dehydrated, went to the hospital this past weekend and didn't get a lot of sleep, as you can see. And Ron Washington doesn't want to rush him into the lineup. He is available as a pinch hitter tonight, but has not played for 3 games. Struck him out again. The 9th strikeout. He's punched out Napoli 3 times tonight. Slider. Padres coming up. Home of the half of the 6th inning, needing a run to tie. Padres answered with their run in the 1st inning, and it's been all pitching since. As Matt Harrison goes to work in the last of the 6th. A ground ball into left field off the bat of Chase Headley, his 2nd hit tonight. Leadoff man on for the Padres.
Well, he stayed on a Harrison changeup. 3rd time around for Headley. It's a ball down in the zone, and he beats Beltre and Andrews on the left side for a base knock.
First hit for the Padres since Marquis' 2-out single way back in the 2nd inning. Here's Carlos Quentin. Fly to center and walked. Other finals tonight, the Yankees beat Atlanta 6-2. Cleveland outscored Cincinnati 10-9. The Mets 5-0 beat Baltimore. Dickey, another one-hitter.
Another complete game shutout one-hitter. Back-to-back one-hitters for the knuckleballer.
Low ball 1. Houston outscored Kansas City 9-7. In the Battle of Chicago, the Cubs beat the White Sox 12-3. Milwaukee edged Toronto 7-6. Ooh, good cut by Quentin. In the fourth inning in Anaheim, the Giants lead the Angels 4-3. And over in Phoenix, Arizona has a 7-1 advantage in the eighth inning against Seattle. So you're up to date. Here it's 2-1 Texas. Headley with a leadoff single here in the sixth inning. Line drive, base hit, center field. A rope off the bat of Quentin. Headley will hold at second. Back-to-back singles for the Padres here in the sixth inning.
Carlos Quentin has seen all the pitches from Matt Harrison tonight. The fastball, the curveball, the changeup. He starts him off with a first pitch changeup. There's a fastball he couldn't get on top of. And he's so quick to the baseball. You talk about great recognition on that fastball in. That's good hitting right there by Carlos Quentin.
Yeah, someone less quick and less strength doesn't get through that ball. He was jammed a little bit and still ripped it.
Absolutely.
So the tying run at second with no one out in the form of Chase Headley. Quentin the go-ahead scored first. And here comes Jesus Guzman. And there's the problem in a team that's in first place and a team in last place. The Rangers runners in scoring position 297, best in the big leagues. The Padres 196, worst in the major leagues. We've already seen that in the first inning tonight. Guzman hits it to center field. Not deep enough for Headley to tag and advance. One away. Brings up Everth Cabrera. Scouting report on Martin may be that he has a strong arm. He showed a good arm on the throw to the plate earlier in the game.
All the arms in the outfield for the Rangers above average. Martin, probably one of the most accurate arms in that outfield right now. Josh Hamilton, really good arm out in center field.
What doesn't he do well? Cabrera grounded out twice, hit the ball hard the last time to the second baseman Kinsler in the dirt, ball one. And Nelson Cruz out there in right field has 6 assists. That's second best in the American League. All the elements, you add them up, and that's why the Rangers are in first place.
Yep.
They field it well, they throw it well, they pitch it well, they certainly hit it very well. Two 2-0 to Cabrera, and one of the real improvements in this young man, 25 years of age, spent some time down in Tucson, has been called up a month ago. He's got a better idea of the strike zone. He's walking more. He's walked 11 times in 15 games. He's being more selective with his pitches as Brad Brock, the right-hander, starts throwing in the Padre bullpen. That's a strike at the knees. 2-1. Tying run Headley at second. Quentin go-ahead score at first base. One out, bottom of the sixth. Padres have out hit the Rangers 6-4. Fastball tied him up.
The whole night I've been watching Harrison throw that fastball. You know, he's touched 93, 94. Maybe it's because of his motion. That ball gets up on the hitter in a hurry. It looks like it's 96, 97.
Lots of ride to it. That might have actually been a ball.
And maybe it's because of the hitters also the swings on the fastball. Maybe they're guessing an off-speed pitch and they just can't square it up. Could be a number of things, but this kid's got a great idea what he's doing out there.
And inside with a slider, 3-2. Here's a big pitch in this game, and recognizing that, Napoli goes out to the mound to talk with his 26-year-old left-hander Matt Harrison. Headley at second, Quentin at first, and a full count on Cabrera.
I think he's going to go to the short breaking ball, which would be the slider.
Threw him a fastball in the same situation the last time up.
That's right.
Outfield have Cabrera played toward right center. Big gap in left center. Struck him out. Foul tip. Fastball again. 4 strikeouts for Harrison.
That's just going with your number 1 pitch. So here it is. See how far you can hit it. I'm going to challenge you with my good fastball. And he wins.
So Nick Hundley, 0 for 2 tonight and 3 for the last 34. He's due. Maybe this is the time that he's going to get the heavy end of that stick and one of Harrison's pitches. 2 on, 2 out. Checks his swing. Did not go, says Wally Bell. Two and 0. Harrison now at the 92 pitch mark. No one throwing in the Padre pen, but well, Brad Brock was, but now we see number 57, Mark Lowe, getting ready for Ron Washington's Rangers. Mike Maddox, the brother of Greg Maddox, the pitching coach, on the left. Over but low. 3-0 to Hundley. Alexi Amarista is on deck. But Bud Black could elect to use a pinch hitter should Hundley load him up. Right down Tony Gwynn drive.
Well, the only right-hander, if they elect to hit for Amarista, would be Logan Forsythe. Baker Katse Alonso from the left side tonight on Buddy Black's bench.
Hundley thought that was out of the strike zone, and based on our Fox tracks, it might have just hit the black.
Yep.
Pitcher's pitch.
You know, that Fox tracks is pretty accurate. You know, we see the pitch, we see the Fox tracks, and we see a replay. It's pretty darn accurate.
So the runners will get a jump start here, 3-2. Just did get a piece of that changeup. He was out in front.
That's confidence right there for Harrison. 3-2. Runners are going. He pulls the string and throws a changeup. That's some pitching right there.
You think about it, coming into this game, he had gone 16 1/3 without allowing a run. Only 1 run through 5 2/3 tonight. High, ball 4. Bases are loaded. A Padre over every pillow. Headley at third. The tying run. Quinton the go-ahead score at second, and Hundley joins him at first base. Terrific control of Harrison. That's only the second free pass tonight.
Looks like Yonder Alonso is out swinging a weighted bat near the on-deck circle.
Alonso, left-handed hitter, but has had good success against southpaw pitching. And he presents much more power than the lighter hitting Alexi Amarista. Alonso acquired in a big trade in the offseason with the Cincinnati Reds, one of 4 players that came to San Diego with Matt Latos, the right-handed pitcher who pitched tonight, in fact, for the Reds, going to the Queen City. Against left-handed pitching this year, Alonso hitting .302. Overall, .256. So he's had more success against lefties than righties. Born in Cuba, came with his family to the United States at age 10.
You know, 7 of those 19 hits off of lefties have been doubles.
Comes out swinging, and a big cut it was. hit his second home run of the season in Seattle in a 1-0 win. Marquis' last start. Bases loaded in a 2-1 game. Breaking ball in the dirt. Headley, the leadoff single. Quinton with a single, walked to Hundley with 2 outs. Over but low. Just below the knees. And that pitch was his 100th of the game.
He's thrown as many as 120 this year, Matt Harrison. That was back in April.
Chopped toward first. And a bare hand catch there by the pitcher, Harrison, on the roller. 3-1. So the Padres runners in scoring position again.
Seventh inning, Mark Sweeney. It's been a lot of Jason Marquis tonight, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, after first inning struggles, really settled in nicely with his breaking ball, had good tilt on his breaking ball, and also that sinker into righties. Really confused some of these Texas hitters, settled down nicely.
Absolutely. He's kept his team in the ball game, still within 1 run here. 2-1 is the score as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Join us on the postgame show tonight. We'll talk more about Marquis and that milestone strikeout. Also, our instructional on hitting for power. And, of course, you'll hear from the manager, Bud Black. That's all coming up on the postgame show. Dick and Bud, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Andy, thank you very much. We'll be there. Leonis Martin leads off in the 7th inning for the Rangers. Left Cuba to escape to the United States. It's only 24. You see Guzman has moved to second base and Alonso stays in the game at first base. He's got a double and a pop out to third. Martin.
Yeah, Martin and Cespedes played together on the Cuban national team. That's quite a combination, isn't it? Yoenis Cespedes is from the Oakland Athletics. We didn't get to see him that much in Oakland.
Mitch Moreland on deck for the Rangers. So apparently Matt Harrison's night is over. He's over the 100 pitch mark. And Marquis has just hit the 100 mark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks for Marquis. He's allowed only 4 hits. Swing and a miss, and that's 10 strikeouts. A changeup gets Martin.
Oh, we talk about the tilt on the slider, the movement of the two-seamer. How about the late break off the table on the cambio, the changeup from Marquis? A great pitch way out in front. Martin had no chance on that.
Second most strikeouts in his 13 major league seasons. 13 is his all-time high. And that took place 11 years ago. So quite a night for the 33-year-old Jason Marquis, native of Staten Island, New York. So here's Moreland batting for Harrison.
And Mitch Moreland likes to pull the ball on the ground. 3 infielders. There you see him.
Only Headley on the left side. Got away with a hanger there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Moreland, a .271 hitter. Pretty nice when you bring a guy off the bench with 10 home runs.
Yep.
And he hits that one, a deep left field shot that Quinton's going back to catch. And that's the Petco late night heavy air. Hit well by Moreland, but it just dies near the warning path in left field. 2 away.
Moreland tries to power the ball. Cannot get the top hand on that one. Working underneath it a little bit. And that's where fly balls go to die. Left field for left-handed hitters.
Leadoff man Kinsler has struck out twice and singled. And a first pitch strike. Well, the runs in games in West Coast ballparks per game. That's total, both sides.
Yeah, and when you look at the bottom, look at the major league average. 8.59 as compared to the 6.23 AT&T Park.
The toughest home run park based on that information on the West Coast then is San Francisco's AT&T Park. Then Seattle, followed by the Padres, Dodgers, Oakland, and then Anaheim. Of course, Anaheim is inland, and so is Dodger Stadium. But AT&T Park is right on the water and the bay. Safeco is right on the Puget Sound, and Petco, we're just a 9-iron away from the Pacific Ocean.
Combined runs, that's unbelievable. Good pitch.
2-2 to Kinsler. Well, Marquis, except for the first inning, he struck out Kinsler. Then he gave up an infield hit, just a scratch single, a little number that went by the mound. Andrews safe. Then a 2-out walk to Beltre, and Murphy a single up the middle to drive in 2. There's a shot to left field, and Kinsler has his second hit. Layla Rahimi, what do you have for us?
You guys talk about the fact that a West Coast park can sometimes be trouble for hitters, and when we talked to Mike Napoli before the game, he said the exact same thing. He said this is a new experience hitting at a park like Petco Park, especially how he saw the marine layer and that air just drag down the ball. He said you got to think doubles, and we've heard that from Padres all season long about hitting into the gap, so Rangers noticed that immediately as well.
All right, thank you, Layla. Certainly that's true. There goes the runner, Kinsler. Good jump. The throw won't be in time. Kinsler, a good base stealer, has his 11th of the season. As we told you earlier, twice in his career he has hit 30 home runs and stolen 30 bases. That 30-30 club is pretty exclusive.
Decent jump. And does he come off the bag here? Guzman thinks he comes off the bag. Nope, he stays intact.
Yeah, the foot replaced the hand as the hand slid over the top. So a chance for an insurance run for the Rangers. Andrews takes it outside, 1-1. He has that infield hit in the first inning that was part of the 2 runs that the Rangers scored in the game. He struck out and grounded to short since. That was the 112th pitch by Jason Marquis. It's been a yeoman effort by the 33-year-old.
It sure has. He threw 112 pitches back in April 23rd against the Boston Red Sox. 6 1/3 innings of work. We got a no decision in that game.
Maben has a beat on it, and that'll do it for the Rangers in the top of the 7th. They'll stand and sing at Petco. Stretch half of the 7th. Against Texas, and Saturday on Baseball Night in America, interleague play returns. National League West leading Dodgers head to Anaheim and take on Albert Pujols and the Angels. A showdown with Southern California bragging rights on the line. Baseball Night in America, presented by Budweiser, begins Saturday at 4 Pacific, only on Fox. Leading off the home half of the 7th inning, pinch hitter Will Venable. He'll hit for pitcher Jason Marquis, and another solid effort by Marquis, who was pitching for Paw Tuckett, the AAA club of the Red Sox, and decided he'd like to be released. Thought he had enough stuff to make it with a major league team. The Padres saw his availability, selected him, and he has been a more than pleasant surprise. 6 innings tonight, 7 innings tonight, allowing only the 2 runs as Mark Lowe takes over for Matt Harrison. And jumps in front 0-2 on Venable.
Great job tonight, Jason Marquis, making some good quality pitches. Once again, keeping his team in the ball game. 10 strikeouts for Jason.
Going back, replaying that first inning. Just everything was so good except for that couple of walks and a scratch hit in the first inning. And Venable down on strikes. Lowe comes in to strike out the pinch hitter. We go to the top of the order in Denorfia.
Well, Mark Lowe's got a good fastball. He just struck out Will Venable on a 94-mile-an-hour heater. He'll throw it up to 95, a slider, and a changeup as well. But, you know, earlier, Dick, I was trying to find a little bit of a flaw, this Texas Ranger team. Not in the bullpen. They rank 5th in the American League collectively with a 2.96 ERA.
And remember, those guys in the bullpen, primarily throughout the season in the American League, are facing 9 hitters. There are no easy outs down in that number 9 spot. There's former Padre Mike Adams down in the bullpen. Very popular member of the Padres staff bullpen. High chopper. Beltre has to back up the field and then flips the throw across for the out. Denorfia gone. Well, around the majors tonight, let's check on some of the highlights. Started with a knuckleballer for the Mets. R.A. Dickey another one-hitter. That's back-to-back one-hitters by Dickey, who now has won 11 games to lead the majors. A 5-0 victory against Baltimore. Derek Jeter, the old guy, still hitting and hitting at a high level. 2 for 4, 2 singles, 3 runs batted in. Yankees win over the Braves. Let's see, they got 6-2 was the final score in that win. And Aramis Ramirez was 3 for 3 tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers. A double and a home run, 3 RBIs, and a 7-6 win against Toronto. Cameron Maybin singled, popped up, and grounded out. Some Ranger fans here supporting Hamilton and company.
Everything's big in Texas.
Oh, that looked pretty good, didn't it? 2-0 to Maybin.
Good breaking ball, a slider from low, just missing.
He came over to the Rangers in the trade with Seattle that involved Cliff Lee back in 2010. Then he had back surgery and came out of that last year. Worked in 52 games. That ball hit high and far, but foul. Oh, he got all of it, but was out in front. That went all the way into the second deck down the left field corner.
That one definitely got into the marine layer.
It punched a hole in it.
Yeah, it did.
2-1 to Maybin, who has 3 home runs this year. Two and two. Caught looking. Slider. A 1-2-3 inning for Mark Lowe, striking out 2. We go to the 8th. It's still 2-1.
say you never had it so good.
Highlights of our action at Petco Park tonight, and it all came in the first inning primarily. Jason Marquis in that first inning gave up a scratch single, and with 2 outs he walked Beltre and walked Cruz to load the bases, and David Murphy bounced a seeing eye single up the middle, and that 2 runs playing mighty big now as Luke Gregerson comes in from the bullpen to try to hold the Rangers at 2-1 with a couple of more at bats for his teammates. So a matchup of Marquis and Harrison, a good one tonight, as Will Venable stays in the game in center field. And the new pitcher is Luke Gregerson.
Great job by Craig and Bill in the truck coming back to break with that kind of a little game summary, all the action. And Robbie Amavisca. Happy birthday, Bill Pettigrew, by the way.
First pitch from Gregerson. Michael Young, who has hit the ball hard 3 times, but has found an infielder's glove all 3. Twice to the shortstop Cabrera, and the last time at Headley. Goes around 1-1. That's the slider. Well, look, Gregerson puzzling here. 12 1/3 innings. The last 12 1/3 is, you see Mike Adams, the former Padre, getting loose. Gregerson in 12 1/3 has allowed 4 home runs. Last year, the entire year, 55+ innings, 2 home runs.
Yeah, I think he's gotten beaten on the hanging slider as well, and that's such an important pitch for Luke, and he'll be the first one to tell you that.
He gave up the big home run to Johnny Gomes in the Saturday game at Oakland when the Padres had rallied to take the lead 4-3. Came in relief, and Gomes clubbed a monster home run, a 2-run shot to win it 6-4. Back to the mound, and Gregerson up the ladder to take care of Young. It's a good night when you can hang a offer on Michael Young. Don't miss the Padres deal of the week, folks. Enjoy great seats with in-seat service. Padres and Mariners coming up on Friday, 7:05. $44 now. $44 to get the deluxe treatment. This deal won't last long, so don't wait. Visit Padres.com/on-deck. Find the latest deals and promotions. Friday night, $44 to sit where the Kings sit.
So for a little deluxe, you get a little extra.
Extra with the deluxe.
Coming your way. That's a great deal.
You want to go first class? Here's your chance. Yep. 1 out to Beltre. 1-1. Adrian, one of those 2 that walked in the first inning and scored, flied out and grounded out. Yu Darvish there, popping the sunflower seeds. We'll see him Wednesday afternoon against Anthony Bass. Boy, he's a good-looking athlete.
Yeah, he can pitch a little bit now.
Out of play. That one skips back into the crowd off the top of the screen.
Rubber arm, Yu Darvish. I mean, he can give you innings. Like you said earlier, Dick, throws 8 pitches.
Longhorns well represented here tonight. Interesting face, isn't it? High fly ball. He just missed that one. Beltre skies it to left where Quentin makes the catch. 2 away. Nelson Cruz, the batter, was walked and grounded out twice. Padres in the last of the 8th inning. We'll see whether or not they'll be facing their former teammate Mike Adams. We'll have the middle of the order: Headley, Quinton, and Guzman scheduled.
Oh, Mike Adams is in game mode. He's out there firing 100%. He's hot and ready to go.
Just like the Fox Sports San Diego sportscasting team.
Believe that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Always home and away. Weak wave there. And it's a 2-strike count on Nelson Cruz. Struck him out. 1-2-3 inning worked by Luke Gregerson. Here come the Padres in the bottom of the 8th.
I've come to be around the past 3 or 4 years, and this kind of you're around these guys so much they become family. So when I'll see them, say hello, and kind of get a couple hugs out of the way, and come 7 o'clock, you got to put it all aside and go play some baseball.
Words from Mike Adams, who is a very popular member of that bullpen. He was the 8th inning specialist with Keith Bell closing shop in the 9th. One of the best bullpen combinations in all of baseball. But Adams was traded at the deadline to Texas for a couple of talented young Ranger farmhand pitchers. And Heath Bell in the offseason migrated to Miami. There's Adams' numbers this year. ERA a little high for him. Craig Gentry takes over in center field, with Martin moving to left field. So Gentry will be slotted in Murphy's spot and will lead off the top of the 9th inning. Padres 2-1, they're down. Chase Headley, a double and a single tonight, the only Padre multiple hits. And he drives one into right field. He's 3 for 4. He led off the 6th inning with a single. He singled sharply from the other side, left-handed, to open the 8th inning. The tying run is on.
First pitch fastball, two-seamer away. Down below the knees, throwing the head, dropping the head, and that's the tying run. Need multiple base runners this inning.
Off his good friend, 4 years here in San Diego, Mike Adams.
Mike Adams, the last 5 games, 4 2/3 innings pitched. He's thrown shutout ball. The Padres trying to change that here in the 8th.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Carlos Quentin. Walk, a single, and a fly ball to center field.
Outfield playing very deep against Carlos Quentin. They'll allow him to have that little single in front of him, but trying to cut off the gaps, extra base hits, and of course the only thing over their head is going to be a home run.
And Adams is on. His best stuff is that slider, right?
Absolutely. Well, he's got that cut fastball that he will throw, and also throws that slider. Actually, it's kind of like a curve. It's a slurvy break, but he calls it a curveball. Fastball, cutter, curve, and a changeup from righty Mike Adams.
Native Texan. Trade took him back home. High fly ball, left center field. Just got under it too much. That was way up there. The catch made by Gentry. Oh, that was close. Layla, what do you have for us?
Just a little bit more about Mike Adams and his return here to Petco Park. Benny Black also very complimentary of his former reliever. He said there's a loyalty that you have as an organization to a guy like Adams who spent so many years here and was such a huge part of this team. And in turn, Adams, of course, has loyalty to the Padres. But Buddy said the same thing. He said, I know when Adams toes the rubber here at his former park, he's going to be ready because he has faith in his former reliever that he's going to perform well.
You can be friends, and then the clock switches to game time, and they're the enemy now. Headley with 1 out, the tying run at first base. He's done his part tonight, driving in the only run with a double and leading off 2 different innings with a single. Padres in that 6th inning after his single, Quentin single, and then a 2-out walk to Hundley. Bases loaded with 2 outs, but pinch hitter Alonso grounded out. Guzman, the hitter. Houston Street. Dale Thayer getting ready in the bullpen. Street with a save yesterday in the 2-1 win, although he gave up a run in the 9th inning. His 8th save, he's 8 for 8. Fastball misses, ball 1. Guzman is struck out, grounded out, flied out. 2-0. Padres got a young left-hander, Robbie Erlin, and a young right-hander, Joe Wieland, in the trade for Adams last year. And Wieland so good that the Padres, with all the injuries to their starting rotation, brought him up this year and showed terrific promise. But he, like so many others on the pitching staff, came up with a sore arm, been out of action. And Urban, a southpaw with impeccable control. He too, in the minor leagues, has had some arm difficulties. It's just been a disaster. It's been so contagious this year.
Well, Joe Whelan, I saw him in the clubhouse today. He said he's starting to throw about 120 feet, playing some long toss. So that's a good sign. That's progress.
Tremendous promise. So it's 2-1 to Guzman. Tough to get a foul ball when you sit in that seat. It's got to skip through a lot of hands to get in the back row. Eighth inning, 2-1. Been that way since the first inning. Padres have out hit the Rangers 7-5, but trailed by 1. Headley at first. Line drive, but it's right at Martin for the second out. Two gone, and Cabrera the batter. Friday on Fox Sports San Diego. Catch a new episode of Padres POV. Join Kerry Chow. He'll get you up close and personal with the Padres both on and off the field. Padres POV Friday at 5:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego, presented by Sequan Casino. And then the first of 3 against the Seattle Mariners to follow with Padres Live at 6 o'clock. Cabrera turns it around, hits left-handed.
Looked like down in the dugout, we just saw that shot of Buddy Black, and Mark Kotsay was hovering around that bat rack.
Cabrera has grounded out twice and struck out. There's Kotsay, the veteran left-handed hitter. Able to check.
The Padres have out hit the Rangers tonight, but only 1 extra base hit.
That was Headley's RBI double in the first inning. Oh, that gets away. Did it hit him too? Yes. So Adams too far inside to Cabrera. Nicked by the pitch, and that moves the tying run into scoring position. Headley to second base.
Boy, missing big time with either a cut fastball. Yeah, that looked like a cut fastball. I see the rotation.
And we'll see if Kotsay is. Yes, it is Kotsay who comes out of the dugout swinging the leaded bat. He'll hit for Hundley. Kotsay's done a good job pinch hitting. He's 4 for 13. He's knocked in 4 runs and has the only pinch homer for the Padres this year.
They got Kotsay's corner all fired up. Wanting Mark to come off that bench and come through with a big hit.
2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Mike Maddox out to talk with Mike Adams. Just going over what they have studied prior to the game, how they're going to pitch to Kotsay, not knowing if he would get the opportunity to face him, but there's the review.
Well, Kotsay likes the first pitch fastball. Any pinch hitter likes that. Talked to Mark Sweeney about that quite a bit. And Mike Adams throws that cutter. So for some left-handed hitters, that is a very difficult pitch to try to square up because the ball is coming into the left-handed hitter. The question is Mark Kotsay looking for that first pitch cutter, and he's going to be all over it.
Headley, the tying run at second. Cabrera ready to scoot from first, carrying the go-ahead.
Ooh. What does he counter with?
Change up.
Yeah.
Katse swallowing a smile. He said, hey, I guess I'm fastball. He got me on that one. He got 2 more chances. $29,315 at Petco tonight. Pitchers duel. Line drive left center field, but Martin over there to close the gap. Martin makes the catch. A little awkward, but he got there in time. Marquee took on the top offensive team in all of baseball, the heavy-hitting Texas Rangers, but for a seeing eye single in the first inning, a terrific job by the veteran Marquee, striking out 10 in the process, allowing only 5 hits and a couple of runs back in the first inning.
Jason Marquee's been money since he's been in a Padre uniform. 6 innings, 6 1/3. Tonight, a solid 7. 10 strikeouts for the veteran right-hander.
You know, when we're on the road, I know you like to shop, and you're a clothes horse, and you're always in those stores buying, and you're looking for bargains, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And when you look good and it was a bargain, you really feel good. Well, Josh Burns got to feel good about the bargain he got in Jason Marquee to find him available.
He's a good one.
Dale Thayer and John Baker, a new battery. Baker behind the plate with Nick Hundley lifted for the pinch hitter, Katse. And Thayer's first pitch is a strike. As we see Craig Gentry for the first time, and it's a mark of the talent-rich Texas team that Gentry doesn't make the starting lineup when you're hitting .352.
Yeah.
Now we've got a discrepancy. There's 2 different statistical sheets. It's .352 on one sheet and apparently .349 on another. Well, Gentry is made short work by Dale Thayer. That's the 12th Ranger to strike out tonight.
Good slider from Dale Thayer, down and away. You can't get hurt down there. That swing there brings Gentry to his knees.
Mike Napoli, he is 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. That's a strike. 95. Thayer has a good fastball.
With movement, a little two-seam movement.
Slider misses. 2-1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be Yonder Alonso, Will Venable, and then Chris Denorfia at the top of the order for the Padres. who are 1 for 8 runners in scoring position tonight. And that has plagued them all season long. There's the closer for the Texas Rangers, Joe Nathan. Full count now on Napoli, who took his best home run cut. Line drive at Cabrera. Oh, almost handcuffed him. That had a lot of sink to it. 1 away. 2 away, rather, after the strikeout of Gentry.
Hitting the road, take Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Padres out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices and in HD quality. Visit Padres.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
It's a must for a real baseball fan to be able to follow your team anywhere you go, around the world, actually. Leonis Martin, a double, a pop-up, and a strikeout. The Cuban, of course, with the American, English, Spanish differentiation and interpretation. Ground ball to second, named after Lionel Richie. He grounds out. The Rangers are gone in order. Dale Thayer doing his work. Here come the Padres. Last call. They need one to tie. Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. And welcome back. Last of the 9th inning, and the Rangers still clinging to the 2-1 lead and bring in Joe Nathan. He just does not walk anyone. Look at that, in 26 2/3 innings, 2 walks and 33 strikeouts and a 208 batting average against. Josh Hamilton makes his first appearance in the series. He's in left field. Alonso leads it off. And a breaking ball in for a strike. Alonso entered the game as a pinch hitter with the bases loaded in the 6th inning and grounded out. One and one.
Yeah, those numbers for Joe Nathan are very Dennis Eckersley-like. Remember, Dennis Eckersley was always around the plate. He'd go a full season, only walk 2 or 3 hitters.
Chop foul.
Nathan throws a fastball, slide, and a curve. Get that fastball up in the mid-90s. 37-year-old veteran right-hander still flipping it up there and putting up great numbers.
He's a graduate of Stony Brook, the surprise team in the College World Series this year. Lowe went to Omaha, Stony Brook. In fact, the Padres, one of their top draft picks, about to try to sign him on that team. First came to the big leagues in '99 with San Francisco to Joe Nathan. 2-2 to Alonso. Ground ball swept to the right side. Right there is Kinsler to throw him out. One gone. Yeah, the Rangers got a run on 2 hits in the first, or 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning. The Padres got 1 run on 3 hits in the first inning. And that's been the offensive story of the game. Will Venable entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th, struck out.
Well, it's going to be tough to get multiple base runners off of Joe Nathan. He has now retired 37 of his last 42 batters faced.
What makes him so tough?
Oh, he's got the good fastball. Even after having surgery years past, still get it up to 96. Short, tight slider. Got late depth to it, good tilt, and a curveball.
Another chopper to the right side. Covering is the pitcher, and Nathan there in time to beat Venable to the bag. And the Padres are down to their final out. Chris Denorfia, the leadoff hitter, singled his first time and scored the only Padre run. He's grounded out twice and struck out since. Well, some of the faithful have their rally caps going, and the Raleigh fingers look.
We need some rally shillelaghs here in the 9th.
Padres, they play a lot of 1-run games. At this point, this would be their 20th of the year. They're 10-9. Trying to tie it with 1 swing, but the fastball was by Denorfia. One and one. Doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but he'll surprise you with his power. Line drive, base hit. The Padres are still alive. They've got the tying run on and the winning run coming up. Solid at bat by Denorfia. 2 hits tonight.
That's just a good piece of hitting by Chris Denorfia. We see that all the time. He realized they need to get to that go-ahead run to the plate. Sure, the home run would be nice to tie it up.
You just wish that some of his teammates would note that Denorfia gets base hits going the opposite way. You don't have to try to pull everything and yank everything. John Baker, his first at bat in the game, entering after catcher Hundley was lifted for a pinch hitter. Denorfia 4 steals this year. Baker seeking his first home run as a Padre. Denorfia taking a sizable lead, and Nathan a watchful eye.
Nathan has surrendered 2 long balls this year. Going into this game, 26 2/3 innings pitched.
Outfield extremely deep at all positions to protect against the extra bases. Snaps a curveball in there. 1 and
that's a good
1 strike the count.
That's a good one right there. 12-6. Straight down outside corner.
Try to hit that one. Denorfia the tying run at first. 2 out. Last of the 9th. Line drive, base hit to left field. Denorfia to second. Padres trying to rally here in the ninth. Baker with a solid single. He represents the winning run, with Chase Headley celebrating a 3-for-4 night coming up.
Once again, like Chris Denorfia, taking the ball the opposite way. John Baker takes advantage, and I'm really surprised. You know, I don't know whether Adrian Beltre didn't see that ball off the bat. That was a very catchable ball. Diving to his left, I mean, that was a dive and a reach, maybe even closer. He may have not seen the ball off that bat, because his reaction as that ball went by him was like, what was that?
So with 2 outs, Denorfia singles to right. John Baker in his first at bat tonight goes the opposite field and singles to left. Headley's had a terrific night, a 2-run double off the center field wall, and singles in the 6th and the 8th as a leadoff hitter. So 3-for-4 for Headley. His last time up, batting left-handed, single to right. Headley leads the team with 7 home runs. Curveball strike. $29,315 entertained. Down to 2 outs, 2 on, 9th inning. Change up outside. Padres have out-hit the Rangers 9-5 tonight, but trail 2-1 here in the last of the 9th. Denorfia carries the tying run at second. Fouled at the plate, and the Padres now down to their last strike.
Another curveball. That ball nearly got by Napoli at the plate.
Napoli out to talk to Nathan. They want to make sure with the runner at second base that they're absolutely right on in this next pitch. Game on the line. Ground ball to second. And with that flip, the ball game is over. The Rangers with 2 runs in the first, and it's enough to beat the Padres tonight 2-1. Andy Macer, what do you have coming up?
Well, Dick, a tough loss here in game 1 of this series. As you see there, a 2-1 final as the Rangers take the first of these 3 interleague games. Coming up on the postgame show, we'll run down what Jason Marquis did today. Amongst those strikeouts was a milestone strikeout, his 1,000th career strikeout. We'll also hit for power in our instructional and hear from the manager, Bud Black. All coming up on the postgame show.